I'm a very understanding being. I understand that a lot of us are going through different experiences, though most don't put in mindset of other people's understanding, like being autistic and ADHD and dyslexic. They will understand for a sort of amount of extent, but then lose their patience and then just want you to act a way that helps, that really doesn't help them, but makes them feel comfortable. And more and more, I started to notice that I was working and being myself for other people's comfortabilities. And it would just make me not be myself, which everybody else was okay with. Then I started to notice that I wasn't adapting as how I was supposed to be adapting as autistic and ADHD. It was supposed to be a quiet thing, or don't tell a lot of people about it, because I wanted they everybody wanted me to be seen normal. And people knew, like, could tell, because they would just say, why are you acting weird, or why is this, why that, to the point where I didn't even think that I would even made it this far, being on my own. I would do everything right. Like, I would think that everything I did would be right, but then I acknowledge it was just being what the system or what everybody's comfortability was. And when I did talk out, like, I was called the problem child at school, but the only reason why they called me problem child is because I was asking questions about things that I couldn't understand. And then I started to acknowledge they didn't understand it either. So then I get yelled at for acknowledging the truth. I basically got yelled at a lot for being truthful, or just trying to figure out how to grow in this place. And it got to the point where I would get set up and stuff for set up, like fights, like that was the biggest thing here. I'm in St. Louis, so a lot of people like to fight here, and I am not a fighter. Only if I'm like in Taekwondo or kickboxing. I actually did those until I met, like, I was gonna go further in boxing until I met very unhealed men. and and I would get set. I would not understand why somebody would fight me, because I would be so confused. I barely say anything or be around. So I wonder why, until somebody finally told me, like, hey, most people don't like peacemakers, or somebody that always, like, talk positivity. And I'm like, I used to think that was a problem, so I would try to change that and just mirror other people. And I never knew what it meant. I never knew what nothing meant, the English or nothing, until, like, I started to actually learn definitions of words. And then I started to acknowledge that there's a social definition of words, and then there's the that everybody agreed on in the dictionary definition of words. And I had to learn the separation from the two. And then when I helped a lot, because I thought that helping others would, like, I just thought that that was right. And then I acknowledged that people would, like pretend to help me, or just make them look better. And I thought this was just a place of, okay, oh, everybody's helping, we're building. And then I really started to get kicked in the face of, no, that's not it. And when I don't have a very, like, strong, like, hold, like a community hold, support hold here, because of everybody literally is yelling and arguing at each other. And because I don't participate in it, I get targeted when they feel like they need of, oh, she's weak, or oh, she's nice, so she's weak. And being kind, I've just knowledge, like, are you sure that's weak? It has to be the strongest thing that's out here. And I don't like to raise my voice or have altercations with people. So most people thought I was just a big target. So it made me, like, I'm like I said, I'm surprised I went this long of surviving on my own, or like with one other partner. It was just me and her. It used to be just me and myself out here, and then I met somebody and it's me and her. So and then when I felt like it's really really hard to ask for help for things like like bills and stuff. So I just like let things be, and hopefully something will pop up. Yeah, yeah, that was a lot for me to say. Starting to get anxiety because I don't really talk about myself a lot. I only talk about what I see and what needs to um to change. So talking about myself is like really hard because most people would not let me talk about myself. I'll just listen, and then they would still get upset, and I would be like, "Why are you getting upset after you just told me you don't talk about yourself or you don't tell me anything?" Well, you don't. It doesn't seem like you want me to, so I don't. And I never thought that was a problem because I just acknowledge people just sometimes people just like to be heard, but it's a lot when like you never get heard. And then when they acknowledge that they did something upsetting to me or guilty, start feeling guilty, now they get more aggressive and more harsh. And now they're like trying to like reverse the blame of what they did onto me to make me feel like I'm like completely alone. Like there were so many times people have made me completely alone. I'm still like figuring out how to speak and socialize and try to ask for help. But I don't even trust the system. I don't even trust them either. Is everybody here is just so